What is going on, guys? Bring you guys back another deck profile. Today we're doing Elemental Heroes. Now this is going to be a little bit more of a budget build because the reprints aren't out yet, and I'm not dropping that kind of money on a Yu-Gi-Oh card, at least not yet. This is still a very viable deck, still plays very well, and I highly recommend you checking it out, especially after the reprints come out. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into it. First up with the monsters, 3 Stratos. I know people have been cutting this a lot to 2, which I completely understand because I am probably going to be doing that once these reprints come out for a copy of Yaris, I believe is his name, the more expensive one, or Forest, Yaris, whatever. Anyway, for now, 3 Stratos, 3 Searchers. Yeah, I would say I think 2 is fine. Like I said, I'm only running 3 because I don't have the reprints yet. So eventually this will be cut down to 2, but play around with it. If you like 3 better, feel free to play 3. I just feel like 3 gets a little bricky sometimes. Next up, 3 Vion. Now, this is the card that I would not cut whatsoever. This is a great card. You summon him, and you can send a hero monster from your deck to your graveyard, and then banish a hero monster from your deck, not from your deck, from your graveyard, and add a polymerization from your deck to your hand, which is phenomenal. And his effect basically kind of ensures that you always have a hero in the graveyard for this effect, at least when he's summoned. But you usually end up having something in the graveyard else by the time you summon him to banish for his effect. So yeah, 3 is fantastic, and probably will always play 3 of this. 1 Bubble Man. This should be Liquid Soldier or Liquid Hero, whatever it is. But again, $60. I really don't feel the need to pay that for it. And yeah, this is only in here for the fusion summonings. We run 1 Honest Neos because hand traps. Basically what this guy does is you ditch him and he's honest, but instead of 1900, he boosts a hero monster by 2500. So if your opponent goes in to attack over a monster, you can just ditch this, and you know, even Vion would go straight to a 3500 attack monster if you ditched Honest. So, well, Honest Neos. So this is a great card, but I would not run it more than 1. Double Malicious because we can't play 3, and that's about it. This card's very good, lots of plays, lets you go into a lot of things. 1 Denier, just because it's a great card, can really help you extend plays. This guy is kind of like a 3rd copy of Malicious because he can recycle Malicious. So that's why I run him. He's really great card, and I'm glad we got him. Because you can take a banished monster or a banished hero and put it on top of your deck. So henceforth you get an extra copy of Malicious out of it. 1 Plasma and 1 Dynatag, just because. I might be dropping Dynatag, I'm not sure yet. This is exactly a 40 card deck, so I'd probably swap Dynatag for something else. I'm not too sure yet, but so far I like how he's been playing. So that's why I'm really on the fence about it, because he can be bricky, but when he comes in clutch, he comes in clutch. It's one of those situations. 1 Adjusted Gold because it got reprinted and it's an excellent card. 3 Neo Space Connector and 1 Aqua Dolphin. What this really does is you can summon Neo Space Connector and then get Neospatian Dolphin straight out from the deck, pop its effect off, and then you can sorry about that, and pop its effect, and then you can link off with them or do whatever you need to do with them. So I actually really like this package. Sometimes it can brick, or there could be more viable options. So this may get cut in the future, but I actually really like this little tech, and I suggest you try it out. What I'm also considering playing is one Elemental Hero Neos, because Space Connector can also bring out a Neos. So you can just straight up bring Neos out. The biggest reason that I do not is the obvious chance of pulling Neos or hard drawing Neos, and then I'm just stuck with a level 7 normal monster that I can't really do a whole lot with. So that's why he's out of the picture, and it's just these guys. So I suggest giving it a try. It's a lot of fun. No one really expects to see that. So that was it for the monster cards. Let's get a move on with the spell cards. 2 Emergency Call, because 3 was a little bricky and I wanted the extra space in the deck. This basically just lets you special summon a elemental hero from your deck, but you also don't play that, or you add a elemental hero monster to your hand from your deck. Sorry, not special summon it. And that's another reason you want to play 2. It would be completely broken if you could just special summon it. But yeah, 3 was a little cloggy, so 2 it is. 3 Mass Change, because this is what you kind of base your whole deck around, is trying to get your fusions off, and Mass Change does exactly that. So I would run this at 3, and I will always run this at 3. 1 Reinforcements of the army, because we can't run more than 1, and this is an absolutely broken search card for this deck. Searches literally any one of your monsters, and if we could play more, we absolutely would, and everyone knows that. 1 A Hero Lives. This is probably going to get bumped up to 2 because it's such a good card, and they took it off of the limited list. So this is probably something I would take Dynatag out for. Or you know, you could add hand traps instead of the Neospatian kind of package. You could add hand traps in one of these instead. But like I said, that's, this is how I like to run the deck. 2 Fusion Destinies, because we can't run 3, unfortunately. Broken card. 2 Miracle Fusions. Some people run 1. Well, a lot of people run 1. But I have found that the second one comes in clutch almost every single game. So I highly, highly suggest that you run at least 2 Miracle Fusions. I wouldn't run 3. 3 is overkill, but 2 is just right, because if you need it, it's there. It's one of those things where I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. 2 Poly, just because you have so many fusions in the extra deck, and add it to your hand from Vion. Same deal with the Miracle Fusions, in that I would rather have an extra than not enough, you know what I mean? So that's why I run 2 of each, just in case I need 2 of each. I'd rather, if I'm in the grind game and I need an extra fusion, I know I'm covered. We do run 1 Dark Calling to go with the 1 Adjusted Gold. This is how you get out your Bane. Great card. Highly suggest running it. I don't know why you wouldn't. 1 Reborn, because Reborn is broken and it should be ran in almost every deck. And that's it for spell cards. And I only run 2 trap cards, and that is Rivalry of the Warlords. And this is to kind of floodgate your opponent, because you only run warriors. So this does nothing bad to you. Some of your link monsters aren't warriors, but that doesn't really matter by the time you would activate this. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying this out. So that does it for the main deck. That is a 40 card main deck. And let's get a move on to the extra deck. 1 Extra Hero Cross Crusader. 1 Extra Hero Wonder Driver. 1 Extra Hero Wonder Driver. 1 Extra Hero Dread Decimator. 1 Predaplant Vert Anaconda, which obviously this would be in here, but it didn't come up as much as you would expect it to, honestly, in most of my test duels. It still comes up enough to verify running it. 1 Boreal Sword Dragon. And I do not run DPE in this because I can't really afford it right now. But I would probably drop Borrelsword for it because Vert comes up enough that I would run it, but Borrelsword does not, so that's a big thing that I would consider. Okay, next up is the fusion cards. One Destiny Hero Dangerous and one Despia. These are also two cards you could consider cutting for DPE. Whatever you kind of want to run, I say go for it. If you like it, test it, run it. Anyway, one Acid for Bubble Man. Two Dark Law because Dark Law is busted. I would not recommend running 3/3 is a bit much. One Grand Merge. I was using this with some of the normal heroes to bring out some of the Neos cards, like Nebula Neos and Cosmic Neos or whatever they're called. But this is the first card that's going to get cut for DPE. Like I said, there's a lot of different cards. You can cut these for one of these for DPE, and then more Link Monsters, or him for DPE and these for Link Monsters, or just leave it how it is. Like I said, this deck is pretty flexible, so with at least with the extra deck and a little bit of the main deck, so that's why it's a lot of fun to play in my opinion. So for the last couple of fusions, we run one The Shining, one Absolute Zero, again for Bubble Man, one Trinity because he can double his attack and attack 3 times, one Sunrise because Sunrise can get a Miracle Fusion to your hand, and one Malicious Bane because Malicious Bane is Malicious Bane. Like I said, lots of versatility, lots of flexibility in what you can play, depending on your budget, as even a lower budget player can pretty much afford to play this deck now. So I think Bane's probably the most expensive extra deck card. So yeah guys, feel free to run whatever hand traps in the side deck you want. You don't have to follow this deck perfectly. You know, use this as a basis, get an idea of what you want to play. And when these reprints come out and goes from the past 2, you know, you guys can kind of get an idea of how you want to play and be ready for it. So anyway, if you like this video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.